We are back on MorningLine. Jin Shulman's with us, Metro's Vice-Mayor. We can take some phone calls from you. We've been taking them all morning, 737-7587. If you have a question about how things are happening with the pandemic and the like here in Metro, or, you know, it's the major city here in Tennessee, but if you have questions and you're on the periphery, feel free to join us. The phone lines are open, and we've got Mary that waited through the break. Mary, good morning. Hi, Mary.
Good morning, Nick.
Good morning.
Morning, Mary.
I'm one of those so-called people that are more susceptible. I have compromising situations with my health. I don't get out much, but when I do, I have to go to the store. I am appalled at the people that are not covering up. And I sat out in front for 30 minutes a couple of days ago at Kroger's in Englewood, and I just wanted to cry at all the people that were going in there without any mask or anything.
I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, it's just, and I'm with her. First of all, Jim, it's frustrating. I've been out, and I'm not staying home and afraid to go out, and I'm like her. When I go into stores now, and I didn't early on. Early on I didn't, but I do. I wear a mask now. And again, that's not so much to protect me, but gosh forbid, if I'm a carrier and don't know it, I don't want to get someone like Mary sick. So I'm wearing a mask. But I'll tell you, I was stunned again this weekend at the crowds I've seen at some of these large stores. Be it Walmart, be it Lowe's, be it Home Depot, be it some areas of Kroger. And I went into one of them, and I saw what was there, and I just turned around and left.
Right.
Because I'm like, first of all, no one was wearing masks, and second of all, there were crowded aisles. And I'm like, folks, what the heck's going on here?
Well, so go back to Mary's specific point, and that is she's at risk. All right, so I know that different grocery stores have certain hours where, particularly for older Tennesseans, those are the people that are supposed to be there. So what you may want to do, Mary, is call, if you're going to Kroger's, call and find out if they have special hours for you to come. The other thing is doing what everybody else I thought was trying to do, and that is you try to pinpoint where it will be less crowded. Now, you can sit in your car for 30 minutes and kind of wait, or you might be able to call over there and say, you know, how many people are over there right now? You might want to go, probably not a good idea to go right at the beginning, because that seems to be when everybody's trying to get over there and see if they have certain things. You may want to go a little bit later during the day if you have to go, or call and find out if you can place an order and then swing by and they'll put it in your trunk.
Right.
That way you don't have to go in, or they'll deliver it to your door. So there's different ways of doing that, particularly because Mary's at risk. You want to take efforts to make sure you don't have to go in, and there are ways now of dealing with that so you don't have to do that.
Gotcha. Lots of options. Let's see, I think Rob had a follow-up on the milk issue. Wanted to clarify. Go ahead, Rob. Good morning.
Yeah, Nick, he cut me off a while ago when I was trying to explain that about the farmers. The thing about it is, on the farmers, is that the government's paying them to destroy those crops and stuff, and it's more profitable for the farmer to destroy his crop than it is to run it on through to the end and have to pick it and get it to market and stuff like that. They're paying them, and the farmer's taking advantage of that, and I don't blame him. He gets paid for his crop sometimes when it's he'd make less money if he went on and brought it to market. And what my point is, it's not to blaming the farmers. If we're going to pay them for their crops, at least let the government get the crop and put it into giving it to the poor people of the country, rather than destroying it and just plowing it under the ground. I saw them plowing green beans the other day under the ground, and then all that squash and vegetables and stuff in Florida just piled up down there.
Yeah, it's an awful waste, but it's much deeper than just that. And there's farm subsidies, we know that. Now, how that applies to some of these, we're in this pandemic that's causing what he's talking about here, and there's not a market for the milk the way it once was.
Well, so yeah, it's a much bigger question. So obviously, we have policies in this country that sometimes you question why we do the things that we do. Again, one of the things that I think, again, from the standpoint of the Metro Council dealing with metro issues, we encourage people to let us know, particularly right now. They should be doing it all the time. But right now, while people have a chance to think, if you have a way to make Nashville better, let us know. This is a good time to kind of think through those things and send us information. This particular issue is more geared towards a federal thing, and I certainly hope, what I would ask our federal leaders is, while you've got some people dealing with COVID-19, you've got some other people that are, kind of out of that loop, but still have to function. This isn't a bad time to be thinking about how we do these things a little bit better. So I hate the idea of food waste. I also hate the idea that people there's an incentive to just get rid of your crops. Maybe we can come up with something better.
Yeah. Listen, in our remaining moments, just to touch bases with you on what more we'll expect today. There's an update every day from Metro, I know. Have you heard anything more? I know that the health department was out. There were some light enforcement, where they were going out and checking on places that should be closed, that maybe were gathering too many people. Any word on that and how that's going?
I know that they were checking on businesses and kind of maneuvering around. I know last week when I was on the show, Pastor Fuzz had called and was concerned about Easter services. Yep. And that message was sent up, and hopefully, almost everybody hopefully heeded that message. I know that we're not out there arresting people who are out there driving around, whatever, who are going to essential stuff, but they are trying to follow up on businesses that are really not essential, that should be closed. And again, encourage people not to go to those businesses. They're supposed to be shut down. Overall, I think Nashville's doing a pretty good job of doing what it's supposed to be. So, if you're out walking around your neighborhood, you cross over a street and there's no cars, where there used to be a lot of cars, that means that people are doing what they're supposed to be doing. So what I would encourage people to do is to keep it up. Pay attention to what the mayor is saying, pay attention to what the governor is saying, do what you're supposed to do, stay safe, and we'll get through this, and hopefully sooner rather than later. But then we'll be on this show, next week talking about, as we get a little closer to being on that other side, what does that mean?
Right,
so,
exactly.
Anyway.
Squeeze in one last call from Mike. Mike, good morning. Hi, Mike.
Hi.
Hey, go ahead, Mike, real quick. What's your question?
Don't you think the people that's fortunate enough to keep working now should make it mandatory for them to be tested? Because they're the ones that's being supposed to.
Oh, because they're out there. Well, I mean, ideally, I wish everyone could. In a perfect world, the idea would be to test absolutely everyone so you know who has it and who doesn't. And I don't know. We don't have, Jim, and you may know from Metro Health, the testing yet, where it could be, and I see Kentucky's about to start doing drive-through testing. Did you see that?
Right.
I mean,
Yeah,
the governor's ordered that. It would be great if I could go and do a drive-through test, kind of like I'm going through a drive-through window at McDonald's, and have them tell me and test it in 5 minutes and let me know whether I have it or not.
Yeah, so there are still places, obviously, you can go get tested. And I don't think we have the drive-through yet, but you can go to a testing site, and the last time I heard it was pretty quick. So if people are concerned, go get tested. Call the health department and then go get tested.
But I do think there's still a certain criteria. I mean, there may be just someone at home thinking, well, I got a sniffle, I'm going to go get tested. I mean, you have to have certain criteria before they'll put you on the list to go do that.
So
I don't think you and I right now could just walk down and say, hey, I feel fine, but I want to be tested. I don't think that's happening.
No, I think you're supposed to call first, and then they'll direct you and determine whether you should be tested or not. Because, again, there's a lot more tests now. We've gotten a lot more stuff coming in, which is great. But we don't want to waste those opportunities, so want everybody to flow through the system. Like what I would say with everything else, keep an eye on this. It changes day to day. We're getting testing now that can be, you can get the results very, very quickly. People are moving very quickly. That's one of the great things about this country is you've got a lot of innovation. It may have taken us a little while to switch over, but now people are making masks all over the place. We're trying to catch back up. But all this new technology is moving pretty quickly, and so this week, you never know what's going to happen out there in terms of new technology. While we're waiting for that, just have to make sure that everybody's staying doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Yep, and as it stands, the stay-at-home or stay-at-home order in Metro is continuing through April 24th.
That's right.
The 24th. We'll see what the governor says about the statewide mandate, which is set to expire tomorrow, which I'll be surprised if that's not extended, but we shall see. Vice Mayor, it's always a pleasure having you on.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for
Appreciate
joining
being
us, and as long as you're available, whatever day you can make it, I just think it's nice and good to have people have a shot to talk to you, and we'll see you next Tuesday, I believe, all right?
Sounds good.
Have a great day, my friend. We'll be back with a programming note about tomorrow right after this. Stay with us.